The Alcatel-Lucent ALE-400 IP phone is part of the Enterprise series range of phones. It features a 4.3-inch colored touchscreen with 10 soft keys built into the display. This unit has the corded handset, although it's available with the Bluetooth handset as well. The colored cloth grille over the speakerphone can be changed using one of the ALE desk phone customization kits, which includes the grille, the handset insert, and the molding piece at the top of the phone. The speakerphone on the Enterprise series models was designed with 3D symphonic HD audio quality, which is based on a multi-microphone bass reflex system with a passive radiator for clear natural voice and full duplex audio for simultaneous conversation. These phones sound excellent, even in a conference setting. If we focus on the screen, what we're looking at here may or may not be the way it's programmed when you receive your phone, but the screen can be customized with whatever feature keys you'd like to see. At the top of the screen, there's space for 2 dynamic soft keys, which means they'll offer different options based on the call state. Since I have no active call at the moment, we can see a blank space on the left and a call forwarding key on the right. I'll get into specific features later in the video series. The 4 additional soft keys on either side of the display are programmable, so users can add speed dials or assign features to these keys. Here on this screen, we have 2 line keys on the left, some speed dial keys on the right, and a park key in the corner here. As we work our way down, we see the traditional dial pad that's flanked by 6 more fixed feature keys. These are the hold key, the transfer key, the conference key, the on-hook key, the message key, and the info key. Below the dial pad, we have the smart pad with multiple functions built in. It can be dialed to adjust various levels. For instance, when I'm off hook, it can be used to dial the volume, or when the phone is on hook, I can dial to adjust the screen brightness. Pressing the arrows on the smart pad allow me to scroll vertically through the screens. So here we can see the 6 screens of various speed dials that have been programmed in, some blank keys. Get back to the top. Or it can scroll horizontally through the tabs at the top. It's the info tab, the main tab, and the menu tab. You can also touch the screen directly to navigate to those different tabs. Also notice that between the arrows are 4 more icons. These are the speakerphone key, the mute auto answer key, the back exit key, and the conference key. One thing to keep in mind about the mute key is it's also used to turn on the hands-free answer mode. That means that if the mute key is activated while the phone is idle, which is to say not on an active call, the phone automatically answers any incoming calls on the speakerphone. If you don't want that, make sure the key is not illuminated when there is not an active call. In the middle of the smart pad, we have the OK key, which can be used to validate choices when configuring the phone, answering incoming calls, or to turn the backlight on and off. At the bottom of this phone, we can see the QWERTY keyboard, which makes entering text much easier. This is an optional item that can be purchased as an add-on to the phone. When making calls, I either make an internal call, which typically will be a 3 or 4 digit extension, or I can make external calls, which usually means I have to dial a 9 to tell the system I'm dialing outside the office. If I want to make an internal call, I can dial the extension and away I go. You can see the John demo station has been alerted. I'll answer that off camera. You can see that the call has been connected. Hang that up. Now to dial an outside line, I need to start by dialing 9, followed by the number I'd like to reach. I'm going to dial the main icon number. Thank you for calling Icon Voice Networks. We can also be reached at iconvoicenetworks.com. You can hear that call was completed. To place a call on hold, I'll first ring the extension here so we have a call to work with. Use the speakerphone key to answer. And now from here, we can select the hold key to place a call on hold. We see there's a change in the icon on the screen showing that this call is now on hold. To pick the call back up, we press the soft key next to it on the screen, and we're back in an active conversation. Now if I'd like to put this call on hold and place a second call, I'll select hold, and from here I just dial the number I'd like to call. Thank you for calling Icon Voice Networks. We can also be reached. I'll answer that call off camera. You can see we're in an active conversation with that second call. Now if I want to toggle between them, I arrow back to the main screen. And here we can see I'm on an active call with that second call that I placed, and the John demo station is on hold. If I want to toggle between the two, I select John demo, and now I'm in active conversation with John. To toggle back to the main screen, press the call that's on hold, and we've toggled over. So you hang up on that. The John demo call rings the station again. We can answer that. We're back in an active conversation with the John demo station. On hook to hang up. If we want to transfer a call, we have two options. We can make a blind transfer, which transfers the call directly. There's no interaction with the person you're transferring the call to. Or you can make a supervised transfer, which allows you to speak to the person you're transferring the call to before it goes through. It allows you to give them some details about who's calling or what they're calling about. So I'll start by calling the station here in the lab. We'll answer on speakerphone. So if we want to transfer this as a supervised transfer, for instance, we'll hit the transfer key and dial the extension we'd like to send it to. Hey John, call coming through for you. Followed by the transfer key again, and that call has been sent through. If we want to do a blind transfer and don't need to talk to John or a second party before we send the call through, we'd simply press the transfer key immediately after dialing the number. So I'll call this station again. Answer this call. So a blind transfer, we simply press the transfer key, followed by the extension we'd like to send the call to, immediately followed by the transfer key. As you can hear, that call has been transferred through to the station off camera. In addition to using the fixed transfer key, you can also use the transfer key that dynamically appears on the screen. I'll call the station again. Answer the call. Transfer. Followed by transfer. And that call has been sent through. To park a call, I'll first call into this station so there's a call to work with. Answer that on speaker. So now I can park the call by pressing the back key on the smart pad. And with the park key programmed on my main menu, select park. You get a visual indication that that call has been parked now. If the call needs to be picked up at another extension, they press their own park key, followed by the extension the call was parked on. In this case, it's 2369. And that call could be retrieved. To retrieve it on this phone, you can press park, and we're back in an active conversation. Repark the call, press park, and now I'll pick the call up on a phone that's off screen by pressing the park key and dialing this extension number, 2369. You can see the parked call has been released, and that call is now in an active conversation where it was picked up. Similarly, if I park this call off camera here, I can now pick it up, pressing park and the extension that it was parked on, in this case 2370. Now you can see I'm back in an active conversation with that call. A call can also be transferred to a park key on another extension, which allows you to choose the extension the call is parked on. I'll call this station here so we have an active call to work with. We'll answer. So now to transfer this to the parked key on another extension, I press transfer, the back key, followed by park, followed by the station you'd like to park it to. In this case, I'll use 2370. now get a visual indication and some tones showing that that call has been parked on the other extension. When I pick it up off camera here, you can see that that call is released. To forward a station, first you select the forwarding key, which is the top right-hand key in the corner of the display. There's no forwarding set right now, so if we want to set an immediate forward, we select immediate forward, and from here we enter the number we'd like to forward calls to. Programming has been accepted. Select OK and on hook to get back to the main menu. So now if I dial this phone from off screen, this phone isn't ringing, but the number I forwarded it to is. Hang that up. You can tell the phone is in a forwarding mode because the icon in the corner has changed. To take the phone out of forwarding, select the forwarding key, deactivate. Programming has been accepted, so we select OK and on hook to get back to the main menu. And you can tell the phone is no longer forwarded because the forwarding icon is back to its inactive state. To program a speed dial key, you first need to choose the key you'd like to assign. I'll scroll through here and find an empty key. Let's use this one. Nothing programmed on that key, it says. So if we press speed dial, we're given the option to enter the extension number you'd like to program. Press the next field there. Use the keypad to enter the name and select OK. That programming has been accepted. So now if we go back out to the main menu, we can see that our John speed dial key has been programmed. If we press that, you can see John is being alerted. Now, if we'd like to program a speed dial for an external number, again, we'll press a key that is blank, speed dial. Now here we're going to have to enter a 9 to get the outside line. Enter the name of the key. Select apply. Programming has been accepted. If we exit back to the main menu, we can see icon here listed as a speed dial. Thank you for calling Icon Voice Networks. We can also be reached at iconvoicenetworks.com. And the call was connected. Now, if we want to edit or delete a key, you can do so starting with the long press of the info key, followed by the key you'd like to edit. From here we can modify, change the name if we had spelled it incorrectly or change the number, or select delete to delete the key. Programming accepted. If we go back, we can now see that the John key is deleted. Let's walk through entering text with this phone if it doesn't have the optional QWERTY keyboard. I'll program a speed dial key. First I'll find a key that's blank. Use this one here, select that. Choose speed dial. From here we can enter the number. I'm going to dial the main icon number, so I'll start with a 9 to get the outside line. Choose the next field to enter the name. Now since this phone doesn't have the QWERTY keyboard, you can enable the alphabet through the alphanumeric keypad by pressing the conference key. The blue light in this state lets us know that the alphabet mode is now active. With that active, I can start entering the text. Now you can see that by default, the text is lowercase. If I'd like that to be uppercase, I can delete with the back arrow. A long press of the star key toggles on the shift, so now it's uppercase. Select apply, and that programming has been accepted. So if we go back on hook to the main menu, we can see that that icon key has now been programmed. Thank you for calling Icon Voice Networks. We can also be reached at iconvoicenetworks.com. When we hit our messaging key, we're presented with the screen that shows us our call history, our voice messages, and a list of the text messages sent to the station. If we want to see our call history, we select Call Log, and here we can see all the calls that have come into the station. The icon next to the name indicates if the call was incoming or outgoing, and if the call was connected or not. You can use the smart pad to arrow down one entry at a time, or use the right arrow to page through the entries. Selecting one of the entries lets you see some more details about the call, and even recall the number if you want to. Now if I'd like to go into my voicemails, I'll select the messaging key, select voicemail,
Susan.
Please enter your password.
follow the prompts.
You have one saved message. Send messages, press 2. Saved messages, press 3. Greeting management, press 4. First message, voice message, received today at 12:37 from
John. Hey, Susan, this is John. Give me a call when you get a chance.
To replay the message, press 1. To delete the message, press 7. Reply, press 8. To archive the message, press 9. For the next message, press pound. For more message deleted. End of voice messages. You have no message. Send messages, press 2. Greeting management, press 4. Personal options, press 5.
On hook to go back to the main menu. To change the ringtone or the ringing volume level, we use the arrows on the smart pad to scroll left to the main tab and select Settings, followed by Set, followed by Ringing. And from this screen, we can change the internal call or external call ringtone, as well as the levels. If I select Level, I can use the smart pad to dial, adjust the level to where I like it, press OK to select, and that's been set. So now if we press the back arrow, we can also change the ringtone for internal or external calls. I'll change for internal. We can scroll through all the different ringtones that are available. Select OK, and programming has been accepted. So if we want to make that a little louder, go to Levels, dial that up, select OK. Programming has been accepted. So now we go back out to the main menu, and when we dial the station, we can hear that new ringtone has been set. And with the touch screen, we can also just touch menu, and the same process applies. Settings, Set, Ringing, Level, change the level, select OK. On hook to go back to the main menu. To adjust the screen brightness, when the phone is on hook, just dial the smart pad to the desired brightness and select OK.